Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for helping. My name is Ransom Name. I'm a final year radiography student, a medical writer, and also a YouTuber. So today I have an amazing guest speaker. She's a med student in Poland. Amazing personality. So, Esther, could you introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay, thank you, Ransom, for having me here on your channel. So, my name is Ojukwu Esther, and I am a fifth year medical student. I study in Poland, and I have other interests besides being a medical student. I love to teach, and I also love to organize events, and I'm huge into research as well. And I'm also a co-founder of MedFam with a friend of mine. And for fun, I love to design sometimes. And I also love to read self-motivational books. And I love to exercise.
Amazing, because I've seen you on the marathon kind of race, on the social media. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, you're welcome. So, Esther, thank you so much for introducing yourself to the audience, and I believe that the audience now know a little bit about you. So, let's digress to the first question for you. So, as a medical student in Poland, how do you balance your studies with your passion for research and education? What do you have to say about that?
Okay. Well, balancing medical school and research is definitely challenging because research is time consuming and it needs a lot of analysis and time for data collection. And my education, being in medical school, is also demanding at the same time. So I try my best to actually find a balance between the two because it wouldn't be befitting for any of them to lack. As a medical personnel in the future, I also need to engage in lots of research to improve medicine. Well, so learning and developing those skills right now, it's the best way for me to actually grow and improve. And being in medicine as a doctor is also equally rewarding. So I love both of them. So what I do is breaking my work into, later tasks into small attainable goals. And I prioritize. For me, prioritization is key. If there is a deadline, I need to meet it first. And which one requires more time, I try to start with those ones. So I will be able to ensure that I finish all the work that I need to do. Also, time management has been really huge for assisting me, has really helped me a lot. Sometimes I tend to write out everything I need to do so that I have to stroke them out and know the ones I've done and the ones that I have not done. Because sometimes when I don't write it down, I miss them. I could omit to do what is important and then maybe realize at last minute. So in order to avoid such scenarios, I need to write down, I need to remind, set alarms. Sometimes I tell friends around me what I want to do, so they also tend to remind me. So that's the support system we're talking about. And sometimes I also try to work as a community or as a team. So while you dedicate roles, there are people who are willing to work together with you to achieve certain goals. So involving them in what you do, it's really, really helpful. So that way you're able to break down your task and you're able to achieve goals as a team. And some other people are also happy to have been able to get the opportunity to experience those things with you. So I also try to integrate, my teaching because it's also a passion for me. I enjoy seeing the smiles on people's faces when they are able to learn from me. I love to teach sciences as well, not just English, not just a TEFL teacher, but I also love to teach sciences, medical subjects, explain it as best as possible because it's me reading a second time. Yeah, when I teach, I also learn and I'm able to come up with the right words to explain myself in those topics, to be able to create the right answers for those topics and imprint the knowledge in me. So I'm really grateful to God as well because I don't know how I do them, honestly. I'm grateful to God for all the things, for the interest to actually do all of those things. It's not because I see them all the time or I see the opportunities, but I feel the need to do them and I'm happy when I do them. So that's what motivates me to keep going despite it being challenging, honestly.
Amazing, Esther. Amazing.
Thank
I love the fact you mentioned about having a very amazing skill, time management in such a demanding role you're in as a med student. Because I call being a medical student a job. It's a full time job that requires majorly all your attention, and you're trying to like balance the equations, like you know, time for research and time for teaching and all those things. Amazing, and it's amazing that you try to balance all these roles you handling, amidst being a medical student. And I believe that the audience, is kind of like inspired on how you do that, you know. And we wish you all the best in your studies, especially your medical studies, because
thank you.
it's studying a course in a land that in a new land, new environment, is incredible. So before we proceed to the next question, Esther,
Yeah.
talk us here about your experience being a medical student in Ukraine before proceeding to Poland. How was that transition for you?
Oh, okay. Well, yes. Practically, I was studying medicine my first year. Before the war, I just started my second year. I think that was my second year, second semester. Started in February, and the war started in February as well. So we had to relocate. We had to run because I won't call it relocate. I only left with my laptop. Yeah, with my laptop because I was having classes. I knew classes would continue online. So I took my laptop with me and just with the clothes on me and just one wrapper. That was all I took.
Are you serious?
Yes. And I took my favorite snack. I had there's a snack called Bani. It's like teddy bears, about five of them in a pack. So I went to the store to buy food and I didn't see any food. So the only thing I saw was the snack. So I took three packs of it and I put it in a handbag, like a tote bag, and two bottles of, the smallest size of water. So I took two of them and that was what I had for about 3 days. Well, it was an experience. I'm grateful to God. Honestly, I had a better experience than so many other persons when you hear their stories. I thank God I was able to safely come to Poland to safety after during that incident. And so far, I thank God life has been really good and I got an opportunity to continue my education, which was really most important to me. During the war, that was the biggest problem I had because I needed to apply to so many universities, but due to some differences and world situations, it was hard to get a transcript because school weren't working, even administrations of the university, they are not on ground, right? To be able to process your transcripts. So I didn't know what to do, and I definitely knew I didn't want to study online medicine. But to God be the glory, after the summer, our university was they were able to organize an offline studies in Poland. So that was how I came to Poland, and I've been in Poland and I've been enjoying the experience, the education, the people, the environment so far. So I really do love it. And I love the fact that I get to study offline. I get to experience, get clinical practices, meet amazing teachers who are really wonderful tutors and mentors. So for me, it's a great experience as well. I do miss Ukraine because I had lots of friends and I had, it was also a very good life over there. So we are grateful to God for what we have right now. I can continue my studies and I met new people as well.
That was a very incredible transition that you left almost everything just with your laptop, a couple of things, and you.
What
That
can we
was
do?
that was incredible. Did you like? How did you get a notice about the war between Russia and Ukraine? Did the
I
school
didn't
tell you?
get a notice. I was asleep. I
Oh
was
my goodness,
asleep and there were bombs everywhere. I could hear the helicopter like almost close to my roof. There was no notice. And even my teacher said, "Oh, don't worry. There we had the whole class on the first day of war." So that
my
was
goodness.
why I didn't think I was going to leave the country. My intention was, oh, it's something that would settle. No, it's just a little fracas, right? My teacher said everything will be fine. We've been getting threats. It's not new. So I had class on that day up until 4 p.m. So when I went out to buy something to eat, that was when I realized that there were no food to buy and the ATM was not working. That was when I knew I had to leave because I wouldn't be able to feed in that period and I wouldn't even be able to get any money to feed. And that was the major reason why I had to go. And on my way back home, I saw my entire building, all the old people, everyone, all the Ukrainians, they were leaving. So I figured maybe they heard something that I didn't hear because my Ukrainian wasn't really good. Actually, that was why I left because I figured if these old ladies, old families are moving their things, their families with just two handbags, then it must be serious. So it was on my way going back home and noticed my entire building was getting empty. People were leaving and driving away. I knew, okay, you can't stay here. Maybe I didn't get the news, but maybe they got the news. So I have to follow through with whatever is going on. So
That
that's how
was
I left.
that was a very nasty experience, and I'm so happy and grateful to God that you made it through because that was people lost their lives, lost their families. I
Yeah.
had a session. I had a session with a med student. You know, she's in Poland now, but she told me not to upload video because she was very emotional in that session. So I just
Yeah.
had to eliminate the video because she lost most of her siblings in Ukraine due to the war.
Wow.
So she was literally crying during the session, and she just texted me. I was like, I shouldn't upload the video because she shared a lot of intimate
Yeah.
things
Personal.
that she didn't want people to, hear. And it's amazing that you made it through because people died in that process. Because I could tell you stories, but because of privacy, I just have to redress my steps. But we're so happy for you, Esther, that you made it through, and I know
I
that God is
thank
going to
God.
help you. God's gonna help you through your medical school, through your residency, through, oh my goodness, your researching, platforms, through your company you founded with a million, and
Yeah.
and also your tutor kind of like experiences. God is going to see through, and I believe that the audience are really inspired by your experience with the Russian and Ukraine war, and I believe that you're gonna keep going, and no more restrictions on your way because God have you already.
Amen. Thank
Yeah,
you.
amazing.
Honestly.
So the next question for you is, all right. So talk us through, Esther. What really inspired you to co-found MedFarm, and what impact do you hope it will have on the medical community?
Hmm. Thank you for asking. So, MedFam was co-founded with my friend Amelia. So the main inspiration for MedFam was basically born out of a desire to create a supportive community for healthcare students, to create a space for interrelationship between healthcare students, not just in medicine, those in nursing, those in other aspects of healthcare that are not, in the forefront, for them to know that they matter as well, not just medical students, not just nursing students. There are other students, like in MedFam, you realize there are students who are not even nursing or medicine, and they tell you it's health. So I've gotten to learn more about the other health professions that are there in the healthcare body. And I would really love for other people to be aware, to recognize these individuals, and also respect their professions as well, that they are part of the healthcare, not just nursing and doctors. And also the goal for MedFam is actually to help students to feel less isolated. We wanted to build a platform that fosters mentorship, collaboration, knowledge sharing between all the different levels and different bodies involved in healthcare. We realize sometimes the gap between an expert and the students is usually very wide. So, creating a space where professionals are willing to share knowledge, to interact, and students are willing to learn. So, you know someone, you meet someone, you ask them about their experience, they are willing to share. To you, they are willing to guide you. That's what MedFam is mostly for. But it's not just, we don't want it to be just an organization, but we want it to really be a movement, in the long run, for lifelong learning, for collaboration, for interrelationship, for peer support, to support each other. It's really important for us because medical journey is long. It's isolating, you know it comes with so much pressure as well. Also, we also try our best to share knowledge, to share opportunities, to share resources that helps individuals that I met from. It's a community. It's not just some group. It's a community of people who really wants to be there, who really wants to be a part of something strong. And in the future, this will help people to excel in different careers, different profession. And I really love how it's been going so far because seeing people interact. Previously, I knew just most of my friends are students in medical schools like me, even if they're in my school or in another school. I never had friends who were really in nursing or in radiography or in public health, and schooling abroad, I never got to interact with, let's say, students in Nigeria, students in other countries. So for me, MedFam has created this opportunity. And I see that even other members in MedFam are happy to get this opportunity to interact with students in other countries in different other fields. So I'm happy for what we've been able to create. And I look forward to the other things that we are going to be able to create through MedFam, honestly.
Amazing. You're a math student watching this video, and you're looking forward to, joining MedFam. I think the details will be on the YouTube description below, or you can reach out to Esther either on Instagram or LinkedIn, so you can join the medical community. So you get to meet other. It's like a socialized environment where you have to, meet other med students either in your country or either in, other countries as well. Because, like she said, she hasn't interacted with people back in Africa, and with this amazing company she founded, she had the opportunity to interact with the African med students in Nigeria, and amazing. So if you're med student looking forward to joining, you can reach out to Esther. Her details, to reach out to her on social medias on the YouTube description below. To make sure to hit her
Okay.
up. Yeah, so that you can join the amazing, community and make the environment a healthier place for people to live in. So thank you so much, Esther, for talking us through what really inspired you to confound that amazing community, MedFam, and the impact. Thank you also for sharing the impact. You hope it will, have a medical communities at large. So let's move to
Thank
the next
you,
question.
Ransom.
Yeah, you're welcome. So wait, hold on a minute. You made mention about being a TEFL tutor, right?
Yes, yes.
Now tell us, how is your experience as a TFL tutor influenced your approach to medical education and community and communication as well? So before you answer the question, there are people that don't really know what TFL is all about. Tell us that.
So TEFL, it's teaching English as a foreign language. Teaching English as a foreign language. So my experience into getting into teaching English was actually long time ago in Ukraine, because before Ukraine I have always loved teaching. However, when I got to Ukraine, due to language barrier, okay, I've always loved teaching sciences, biology, chemistry, math. But when I go to Ukraine, all of the subjects I mentioned, they are taught in native language, to high school students. They don't have to learn them in English, literally. But I still wanted to teach someone. It gives me joy to teach someone, honestly, I could do teaching for free. So, in it just started with neighbors who they saw, oh, you could speak English. The kids were so happy. Each time they see me, they want to speak more in English. So I was like, I could teach you. Honestly, I could teach you. That's the least thing you could do for your neighbor. So from basic, that was how I started teaching English. And then I met a friend. She was a Jehovah Witness, and she told me she also teach English. And there was a website where you could just put your profile and people could contact you. So, and you could go to the center and sit down an hour at the center and teach someone. So that was how I started. Then here in Poland, after a while, when I found I was able to get my life together, I decided to go back to continue teaching English. For me, it's actually quite interesting because it's a means for me to interact. It's a means for me to interact. Usually, I would go from school to home. I may not get opportunity to interact with the locals where I live. But when I engage in things like tutoring or volunteering, I get an opportunity to meet people who are outside my school circle or church circle. So that's one of my benefits in I get from teaching as an English teacher. So it's a means for me to interact, and I really enjoy it, meeting with the families of my students. Sometimes we become so close, they become like a family to me as well. So it gives me a sense of family, outside family, because being abroad, I'm mostly alone by myself, but being with this family, it just kind of calms me and refreshes me. When I visit them to teach, they treat me really nicely and really well. And the kids feel like my siblings as well. So I really just love doing it.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
So when you talk about how TEFL has really influenced my medical education and communication, wow, I would say generally it's been rewarding for me. It's been really rewarding because it has helped me transform my ability to express myself, number one, express medical concepts in really simple terms. Because I have to come up with words, I have to it helped build the skill. Now this skill means I am able to teach, I am able to explain things to other people in simple way that they would understand, because most of the time when you're teaching English, you're teaching someone who communication, there is a communication barrier. So you have to be extra patient, you have to be really adaptable, and it teaching English as a foreign language has really helped me to be more accommodating, more adapting. And I feel like that's what I will also get in the future as a doctor. Sometimes, even when I have to speak to a patient who understands English, but as an expert to a non expert, I need to break down my explanation to the simplest form, which is exactly what I have to do teaching English to someone who is it's not their first language. I have to break everything down to the simplest form. So it has really helped me in my medical education and in my communication as well, to be
amazing.
able to speak in less, how do you say, less complicated ways and
Mm,
express in more simple terms. So I love
amazing.
it.
Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Well, it's an amazing opportunity for you to impact other people. You know, people that not really have the opportunity to, be, to speak English or something. You know, being a helper for them is amazing, Esther. Really amazing. Thank you so much for talking this through about your experiences as a TFL tutor and how it just influenced your medical education and communication as well. So the last question is now with your background in graphic design, which you do for fun, amazing. So talk us through how does it enhance your medical education and research communication?
Whew. Well, my graphics design, disclaimer, I do it just for fun. I'm not a professional in it. But so far in my medical journey, in my medical education, in my medical communication, it's been amazing because it has really helped me so much to transform my ability to communicate concept, expert concepts in simple ways. Being able to use diagrams, to use how do you say, drawing, something really engaging to explain a difficult concept. We call it infographics or animation or interactive diagrams. to explain concept, it's wonderful. Like it's life changing in medicine. That's why we study with videos. There are lots of videos that helps to study better because it helps you to retain. It helps you to understand a concept better than maybe how you would have understood it from textbooks. So for me, uh, based on my graphic background, it has really helped me to communicate my medical knowledge better than I think I would have to so many people, to a much larger population. When I make, some graphic sign designs just for a particular concept, maybe let's say I want to talk about a disease and I use infographics, it's easily accepted to people, and they understand it in very clear terms. So
Mm,
it has allowed me merge things, making information available, you know, and making it accessible at the same time. So
amazing.
that's like,
Amazing, Esther. Thank you for talking to us here about your background in graphic designing, what you do for fun, and how it's enhanced your medical education and research communication. Thank you so much, Esther. You've been an amazing guest speaker thus far, and we have to let you go because
thank you so much, Ransom. Thank you for
you
having me. I'm so grateful to be here to share my experience, to share my joys about everything in life. So I'm really grateful, and I thank everyone who spend their time to come to the channel to listen to all the interviews that you make, and I'm really grateful to them. And I ask them all to subscribe and continue following.
amazing. Thank you so much. So if you're looking forward to connecting with Esther, she's on LinkedIn and also on Instagram. So her details will be on the YouTube description below. So please go connect with her because she's doing an amazing job over there. So just and also if you're looking forward to, like I said before, joining the MedFam community, you can as well reach out to Esther. She's willing to help you as well. So thank you so much, Esther. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ransom. Have a lovely day.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, I have to end right now.